evening, everyone, and on behalf of the entire administration, faculty, and students here at Xaverian, I welcome you to our Genesis Open House. We're blessed to have a group of young students that come together with our faculty to make Genesis such an incredibly special place day in and day out. Tonight, I think you'll get a sense from our kids, from our students, what we cherish most about Genesis. And that is, it is a place where we support one another and we work to help build God's kingdom.
The book of Genesis reads, God saw all that he had made, and indeed it was very good. We see evidence of that every day in our program. Course material is taught in new and exciting ways. Teachers have more freedom than ever before as they work with technology, integrating it into all aspects of classroom life. But most importantly, we pride ourselves on our students because each day these talented young men and women come to Genesis with a love for learning, a desire to achieve, and a willingness to contribute their gifts and talents to the entire school community.
3 years ago, I, like you, was a prospective incoming student sitting at the open house. Looking at possible middle schools was definitely an overwhelming process. But from the moment I walked into this school, this hallway, I felt immediately at home. Teachers here are role models to me and my classmates. I have grown academically, socially, and spiritually due to the people and the support I received in this learning environment. This building has been a second home to me. I hope tonight we can pass on the same reassurance and welcome that I received 3 years ago.
We're very proud that this is our vocation to work with young men and women and help them become the people that God needs them to be to make the world a much better place. But it's more than our liturgies and it's more than our dogma. It's a way of seeing the world. A Catholic imagination has the ability to see God's grace in everything that we do. We see in you, the young men and women that are here, we see in you great possibilities. We see the talents and the dreams that you can't see yet. And that's why we think Genesis is a fine school, because it's about you guys and the dreams and the possibilities that you have. So as you're thinking about where you want to go, make sure it's a school that respects you for who you are. What you are is one of God's greatest gifts.
I found in my 5 years at Genesis now that there is no group of people, the faculty, the administration, who care more about the children than the people here do. They take the kids as they are and work to make them better children, better human beings.
Whether it's ELA, foreign language, they've just challenged him, time and time again, yet they really know him as a student and they've kind of worked to his strengths.
So much happens developmentally for this age group, and I think that one of the most important things that I see is that they learn to really respect each other and have a respect for their teachers. And that's because the teachers and the staff have a great deal of respect for the children. And I know that my daughter goes to school every day, absolutely loving school, and she has a great group of friends.
I didn't know anyone when I came to Genesis, and I came because of a warm community. Everyone here at Genesis is very nice. Teachers are very welcoming. I know in 6th grade I was having trouble in writing class, and I reached out to the writing teacher, Mr. Snyder, and he helped me out. Like after school, we met and we'd work on what I was struggling with, and that really meant a lot to me that he would go out of his way and do that.
The big difference at Genesis is that in other schools, your children will be taught. Here, your children are going to be educated, and that is a huge, huge difference. My son is 13. He comes to school early every single day because he wants to be here early. And he leaves late because he's involved in student council, in Lego robotics. He is in the Arabic club. He loves being here. And parents, what can you say about a school that you can say, my 13-year-old son loves being here?
We're one of 5 buses now that leaves from Staten Island. It gets them here early enough if they have to see a teacher before school, they have the time to. If they want to have breakfast and hang out with the friends, they have time to. And there's something to be said for in the inclement weather and in the rain and in the wind that you've got someone dependable to come pick up your children.
I think my favorite part about Genesis is that like everyone's one family. We're one whole community, and if you need help, people will give you help. Everyone's kind to one another.
We're really interactive with our teachers and our classmates, and we have lots of different activities. And I like the fact that we use a lot of technology.
There's smart boards in every classroom. Every student receives an iPad.
I find that both of my children having had iPads has really been a game changer, because kids nowadays are wired differently, they learn differently, they're engaged differently. They're in there, they can have a question and look it up and get immediate answers and get excited about things.
Well, my favorite subject is science because I guess we get to break down different things about like the world.
One of my favorite things is math class. I love coming in. Mr. Guarinello is very nice, and he loves to make class very fun for everybody.
I love coming in every morning and everyone just knows each other, and then when we go to history, we have Mr. Gorman and he's very funny and he does a lot of like acted out.
One of the best things that he does is reviewing for tests. He'll take out a plush football. So I'd be like, okay, who founded Pennsylvania? And then he'd throw the football, I'd catch it, and then he'd say, William Penn, and then I'd throw it back, and we'd review the test like that.
Well, obviously, I have an abundance of friends here, so that was a big influence. Also, the curriculum I found very interesting. It's a very prestigious and good school, and that I found to be the best part about it. I have a lab jacket on. This is from Science Olympiad. It's an extracurricular activity where teams of schools gather together and they battle it out in various subjects in lab battles, and you just see who comes out on top. And one of those lab battles would be building molecular structures, doing various tests with animals and all that. It's special here since STEM is a new curriculum that only started last year, and the results have been great. Everyone loved it.
STEM is a really awesome hands-on, project-intensive class that really kind of engages the students and teaches them skills that you don't necessarily see in a normal textbook-heavy class. A lot of what you'll see in the STEM program and a lot of the resources that we're going to be able to add are due to a very generous donation from one of our former alums of $1 million. It's allowed us to kind of expand the STEM program. We have the ability to use a 3D printer to print out some of the projects that the students will be design on Autodesk. You'll be able to engage in energy in the environment and learn how different energy systems and energy transfer systems work. And outside in the hallway, you could see the windmills that students have created.
I mean, the STEM program has been an amazing addition. He kind of came into it this year in 8th grade and is just so excited to just be able to really get some hands-on experience with it.
Well, now I feel like I fit in with everyone, and I feel like I'm a part of the family almost because when I got here, I barely knew anyone, but the teachers, they welcomed you, and the older students, they welcomed you, and I felt like I fit in.
Be ready to make a lot of new friends because it's just a big family here. We love you!